schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of the youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
We'll pull it out from the upside of America.
Mama let me sip the 40. I was just a shorty. Then I started spitting garlic, and they said record me. I feel like this shit was for me. This shit is my story. Yeah. Jump at the porch. I got a porch, my take it back. I'm on the block with the killers and hold my own, of course. Yeah. I see my mom and dad separate and talk to divorce. Said daddy was living by the fire and he died by the torch. I'm with the AKs, with the baby kids. Ain't on the daddy, I listen to suckers the same way the Ray did. I'm so suckers in AKs and I just was great AP. Ain't on the guy we grew up with hitters and did everything they said. Running the block, we spinning that. Running the spot, we get it.
Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for tuning in on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Keep on joining. Come on in for a special conversation with Mr. Clark. A lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. Hey, Kelly So Flawless, how you doing? Linda, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Happy fucking Friday is what they call it. Much love to everybody. Everybody love everybody. That's our story, and we are sticking to it. So we're going to get ready with this conversation. And the news today is Amber Geiger, the officer who murdered Botham John at the age of 26 in his apartment, filed for an appeal, and her appeal was denied. And she is serving, and she must finish serving her 10-year sentence. Also, we are at 116 days away from the trial of Kim Potter, the officer who killed Dante Wright in Minnesota because she mistaken her taser for her gun. And we just found out by the media the other day that her trial will not be in the public, in the eyes of the public. And this is my problem with that. She can murder, she can work for the public and murder one of our loved ones in the public. But when it comes to her trial, the public cannot witness it because of the interest of this case. They said it's not enough interest in the case. And I say the hell with that. Let's put the pressure on them to show them there is interest into the life of Dante Wright. His life mattered. Dr. King says it, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. He says justice delayed is justice denied. But what he doesn't tell you is transparency without accountability means nothing. That's what I tell you. I tell you transparency without accountability means nothing. We want the accountability with it. We want all what Dr. King says as well, because he is one of the forefathers of the movement when it comes to this fight. The fight is still jobs and justice. You look at A. Philip Randolph, who went to the White House to fight against Teddy Roosevelt, who had to let Teddy Roosevelt know, hey, look, if you don't give our labor unions, if you don't give other black people a shot when it comes to working and getting equal pay and not being discriminated against that work, I'm going to have 100,000 Negroes at your doorstep. Roosevelt was quoted saying to A. Philip Randolph, look, I don't plan on passing legislation, but make me pass the legislation. And I don't know if he's being sarcastic, he meant it or whatnot. That's how he talks. But I tell you, when A. Philip Randolph had 100,000 people at the steps of the White House, President Teddy Roosevelt passed the legislation that ended discriminatory practices on our people. The fight at that time was jobs and justice. You look at the March on Washington in 1963, headlined by Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. The fight at that time was jobs and justice. You look at the Million Man March by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Although it was about keeping the black man together and the black families together, an overall statement was jobs and justice. You look at the anniversary on the March on Washington, hosted by Reverend Al Sharpton and Martin Luther King III. The fight on the March on Washington 2020 was jobs and justice. And until we as a people come together with actionable items, de-escalation tactical team, restoration teams, actionable items when it pertains to not only teaching our kids how to fish, but teaching them how to fish and make money off that fish. How long are we going to keep asking people for jobs and justice when we could provide the jobs and justice our goddamn selves, huh? Wake up. You so quick to kill your brother and oppress your brother, then attack this system who's willing to lock you up for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years over liquor and alcohol that you get drunk about. But remember, and Malcolm X says, before you get drunk, you have to pop a government seal. So you're letting the system get you. The way you work the system is by not getting drunk. Because now we put them out of jobs. The way you work their system is you stop having your seatbelt off. You start carrying your driver's license, so that way they can't lock you up and start making money on their systems. You put them out of a job. And if you don't have the resources to get it done, your brothers, your community should be there to make sure you have that. That's an actionable item. John 15:12, we always talk about it. In the Bible, it says, love each other as I have loved you. God said that is my greatest commandment. That is my greatest commandment. The fight is jobs and justice, but the fight will remain jobs and justice until we, as a community, as neighbors, as a family, as the only race in America that are not immigrants, we are the only people in America that are sons of slaves. We are the only people in America that have been not only systematically oppressed, but have had laws written just against us, have had systems turned against us. We are the only people. Farrakhan says a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. And I'm not mad at white people. I love everybody. Everybody love everybody. But use your privilege. Because a lot of you we're not slave masters, I get that. But you received the privilege of 310 years of free labor. What are you going to do with that privilege when it pertains to actionable items? I mean, if I had 310 years of free labor without paying nobody a cent or a dollar or a dime, I tell you, I'll be pretty good too. Huh? But that free labor came from the backs of my granddaddy's daddy and his daddy's daddy. I don't mean to come here every week and just bash people and say these things but this is our history. America loves to talk about the Statue of Liberty. America loves to brag about the Golden Gate Bridge. America loves to brag about being the having the strongest military in the world. But America is real quiet when it comes to its history with black people. Redlining, dropout factories, Jim Crow, the voting. 40 years, black folks got the right to vote. Just for about 40 years ago, black folks got the right to vote. Here's America, a little over 226 years old. You love democracy, you know. When do you hear us talk about the millions of Native Americans that have been killed and slaughtered? Who knew how to deal with the trash and the sewage issues? Now, America doesn't know what they're doing. Now they throw all the trash in the ocean. Now you see all the fish dying at an astronomical rate. All the sea creatures, which was forbidden to mess with, is a trash can. Plastic is everywhere. You're finding animals are getting washed up full of plastic, diapers and straws and things of that nature, because of what we did when we had the Native Americans who knew how to deal with the sewage, who knew how to deal with waste. The Native Americans mastered waste management. They are the original waste management, and you wipe them out. The Japanese, you drop an atomic bomb on Nagasaki, and you look at the oppression on black people. You look at even women have been oppressed in this country. That's why you see women going so hard, because they've been oppressed for so long. And it's okay, because I've realized that it's okay. It's okay to want more from your country. It's okay to expect more from your community. It's okay to want to come together with the people when it pertains to actionable items. It's okay to call me out with constructive criticism if you helping me out, if you're part of the solution and not just part of the problem. Now, if you're just talking and yapping and not coming up with actionable items when it pertains to teaching our babies how to fish, when it pertains to a higher quality of life, when it pertains to community sustainability, when it pertains to inclusive economic development, when it pertains to a promotion of intellectual independence, until you are coming up with actionable items when it pertains to the justice of our people and jobs for our people, and not no damn minimum wage jobs. Y'all tired of working for nothing? Ain't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Huh? Is this the kind of world you want to bring your children in? When the first questions you ask your own brother, before you ask your brother's name, before you ask your brother how he's doing, before you ask your brother anything, you say where you're from. As if your geographical locale, you all came on the same boat. And you worried about part of geographical locale you own no parts of. At least when the Cowboys and the Indians were fighting over ownership. And you are quick to kill your brother than an oppressor who is willing to lock you up for so many years that even where you were to live through those years, your ass will die in the next amount of time that you have to serve. That's how much time they're giving these brothers. That even if they lived another lifetime, they would die off in that one as well. Now, I'm not the smartest one. I'm not the wisest one. I didn't go to Harvard or Yale. I went to the School of Hard Knocks in Kanye West's ghetto university. And I tell you something, what I do know. I do know that if we don't come together as a people and a community, we as the black people will go extinct. Yes, we will. Financially, spiritually, culturally, intellectually. That's all we got. I could live without my liver. I could live without I don't care about, look, the heart. I'm already heartbroken. I lost everything. But this, Lord, don't let me lose my mind. They want us to think we're stupid. They want us to think we ain't shit. They want us to think we dumb as hell, just crazy thugs, niggas. Look, they don't know nothing. How when we built all this? How when we built America? We built America. My people built America. We built the White House, the original White House, before she was burned down and after. My people built the greatest country on earth. I love America. Yes, I love her very much. But I'll be damned if she thinks that she will not be held accountable for the injustices she has inflicted on our people. She needs to repair the damages that she has caused on the people dwelling in her Rome. There's a saying, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. Rome fell because everybody just did what the Romans do. We refuse to be silent. We refuse to be violent. We refuse to be compliant. And when it comes to true accountability, we promise to apply it on not some levels, but all levels. That's why we have come up with the SAC 6 program, a program we believe is one of the greatest actionable items ever created by yours truly, Mr. Clark. Save your round of applauses. Number one is bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk communities. I believe we must bridge that gap. But I believe before we bridge that gap, we must bridge the gap between community and community. Number two is to inform and educate on policy and legislative change. The word inform means to give facts. The word educate means to give moral, social, or intellectual instruction. The policy and legislative change is legacy on paper, the Stephon Clark Law, which changed the use of force policy from reasonable to necessary. You hear me? That is the inform and educate aspect of the policy and legislative change. Number three is to provide resources and healing spaces. I've always said, give a man a fish, eat for a day, teach a man a fish, eat for a lifetime. Or better yet, give a man a fish, eat for a day, teach a man how to use the internet, he'll never call you again, right? The resources are pointless without the healing spaces. The reason number three is provide resources and healing spaces, because what good am I working if my mental health is all gone? What good am I working if I haven't healed from the past trauma? Resources and healing spaces. Number four, damn it, you see my background. Commemorate the life and legacy of my loving brother, Stephon Alonzo Clark. May his name live in a positive light for generations and generations and generations and generations and generations and generations. Long, 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 long after you and I have left this earth. That's number four. Commemorate the life and legacy of Stephon Clark for generations in a positive light so that his name may live on long, long, long after you and I have left this earth. Number five is I don't have all the answers. I need your help. So number five is to receive recommendations from you, the people, on how to prevent Stephon Clark's from ever happening again. I ain't got all the answers. You think you got all the answers? Well, come on and help me. And if you just talking about it and you ain't got no damn solutions, that's why you part of the moment and not the movement. And I ain't running, hiding, jucking, or jiving. And everybody, people say, oh, well, your followers are radical. And no, I don't have followers, number one. I don't do the Twitter thing. I'm not Hitler. I don't have followers. I have loyalists, people that are loyal to the movement and not the moment. And if you are just talking from the bleachers, ass back, you know what ass back is, right? That's what coach named you, ass back, because whenever you try to get in the game, coach say get your ass back. If you playing ass back and you talking from the bleacher with no solutions, you are part of the problem, which is part of the moment and not the movement. And you are part of something that needs to be eradicated from the fabric of our community. If you're not real, you're fake. There ain't no in between. And if you want to be real and give me recommendations on how to prevent Stephon's from happening again, Dante Wright's, Botham John's, Eric Garner's, George Floyd's, my big brother, DeMarcus McKinney, who was murdered due to community violence. If you want to prevent those from ever happening again, go to IamSackFoundation.com, go to IamSackEvents.org, become a member, or email me at IamSackFoundation@gmail. But if not, shut up, sit your ass in the back, and take notes. Number 6 is the golden rule, the golden gospel. Everybody loves everybody. And that's big because, like I said, John 15:12, love each other. And then you skip down to John 15:18. The Bible says, if the world hates you for it, know they hated me. Know they hated me long before they ever hated you. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what club you go to celebrate. What I care about is what you're going to do to provide a better tomorrow, not just for us, but the generation after us. What kind of world do you guys want to leave these kids? You know, I'm not, the most articulate person or eloquent when it comes to giving the message. That's not my job. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't ask for this. If you had these shoes on, you don't want to talk about that. You want to talk shit on the internet and the blogs, and you want to talk shit in the kitchens and in the living rooms and your home and your comfort. I get that. But if we're not coming up with actionable items, our kids will see our failure. And they will say, this is why we refuse to respect what they are asking from us. Because they cannot lead by example and get it together themselves. You teach people how to treat you. You are the company you keep. If you work with shit, you'll end up smelling like shit. But do or do not, there is no try. Master Yoda taught me that. Either you do something or you don't. There's no such thing as procrastination. If you wanted to do it bad enough, you would do it. A lot of you people are just, I'm just going to say it, lazy. You don't want it enough. Stephon Clark has done more in 3 years than most men will do in a lifetime. Next year, we're opening the Stephon Clark College Preparatory Middle School in the fall of 2022. Just next year. We have the Stephon Clark Law. We have the transportation buses. We have the murals. We have the playground. We have Stephon's house. But we ain't getting no damn justice. So until we get what we want, justice and true accountability, this fight will continue. For all the lives stolen. This is bigger than your performative activism. This is bigger than your armchair activism. This is bigger than your I want to share this and that clicktivism shit. This is bigger than you. The reason you don't care because you ain't been affected. You ain't lost it. You ain't been broken either. And I've realized to be built like a king sometimes, you must be broken like a bitch. Hate to say it like that, but that's the reality. I got 5 more minutes till 3 o'clock and my time's up. But I want to tell you right now, I've realized sometimes in life to be built like a king, excuse my French, get the kids out of here, but sometimes you must be broken like a bitch. I lost 2 brothers and a sister. I grew up, some of my life was in the foster care system. I know what pain looks like. I know what hurt looks like. I know what it's like to want to stay in bed and not get out. I know what it's like to not eat for weeks. I know what it's like to throw up for days. I know what it's like to feel like the world has turned their back on you. I know what it's like to be ostracized, to be called crazy. You don't think I know what it's like? Huh? You think people want to see me in the position that I'm in doing so? You think they not waiting for me to fail and fall off so they can say, see, I told you. I told you. I tried to tell you. You don't think they're waiting on that? Because the hero only lives long enough to see himself become a villain again. And Batman taught me that. I got 4 more minutes. And the reason I came live with you is to share this news about Botham John. To share the news about Dante Wright. It's 116 days to the trial of Kim Potter starts. Much love to the mother, Katie Wright, fighting for her son. And Damon Bryant, fighting for his brother. I love. Now, before I wrap this up, I'm going to bring on a good friend of mine, Sing Chaos. He's a performer performing at the birthday party for Stephon Clark. Come on, brother. He's talented as hell. The guy is amazing. So this is we're a live stream right now. We're on YouTube, Facebook. Sing Chaos here with us, joining us live, and he's performing at the Stephon Clark birthday showcase on August 14th, and that will be here at Stephon's house. And I'm excited. So what I want to do is actually, yeah, there you go. I want to introduce yourself to the people a little bit, okay. And tell us a little bit where we can find your music and where we can find you at if we want to follow you and support you.
Okay. I'm Sing Chaos. That's CINGKHAOS. I know a lot of people get it confused. They always think it's King Chaos, but it's not. It's Sing Chaos, like how you would say Cedric.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at CINGKHAOS. And if you click the link in my bio, you can find everything there.
Okay.
And
awesome.
You may find a little bit more on YouTube, honestly, because I dropped a mixtape. And it's check it out for yourself.
How many tracks are the mixtape? 6. And how would you describe your style of music?
I do everything. I can't sit over here and stay in one genre of music.
I
like hip hop. I
Let's
like
go.
R&B. I like electronic dance. Like it doesn't matter. I like poetry. I like spoken word. Like I like to tell stories, especially off the people's story.
Come on,
that's definitely something that everybody has to listen to. The people's story. Check it out.
So you got a single you have out right now?
I have a couple singles out right now. I have Facebook, Facebook, and then I have Jamaican Drop. Everybody loves Jamaican Drop.
Gosh. So you've been performing Jamaican Drop at the
Yes.
Okay. Don't miss the show, you guys. Thank you, brother, for joining me.
No worries.
So we got Sing Chaos. He will be performing at the Stephon Clark 26th birthday showcase.
I'm also selling tickets.
And he also has tickets. Yeah.
If you need any tickets, hit me up.
Please. So we'll be doing that. It's a $20 entry fee for the tickets, but this is for the life and legacy of Stephon for his birthday. We'll have food, music. I'll say a few words, of course, for his life and legacy, and just a lot of special guests. I'm probably don't bring it out. So much love and life for everybody performing on this. And thank you all for joining on Facebook and YouTube. I got about 60 seconds. Thank you, everybody, for joining on Instagram. And thank you, Sing Chaos, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Love and light, solidarity. And everybody that tuned in, we love you. And remember, the message is number 6. Everybody loves everybody. All right, let's get out of here.